Let's measure this angle. So we take the protractor and keep its center at the vertex of the angle. We make sure this arm is at the 0 angle of the protractor. Once we've placed the protractor correctly, we're ready to measure the angle. The other arm of the angle crosses the protractor at 40 and 140 degrees. Since this is an acute angle, we can say that the measure of this angle is 40 degrees and not 140 degrees. Let's take another angle. We follow the same procedure. We keep the center of the protractor on the vertex of our angle. This time, for our convenience, let's have this angle as our 0 angle. Since this is also an acute angle, we will choose the set of angles in the outer semicircle. The arm crosses the semicircle at 38 degrees to be precise. It's very simple. The only thing we need to keep in mind is that the center of the protractor should coincide with the vertex of the angle, and one of the arms should be on the 0 angle. Let's make it a bit more interesting. Let's measure this angle, which looks different from the normal ones we've drawn. I must stress, it doesn't matter how the angle looks. The procedure remains the same. We keep the center on the vertex and get the 0 angle to coincide with one of the arms. Now we are ready. The angle we see is clearly obtuse since it's more than 90 degrees. It means that we look at the inner semicircle and the measure of this angle is 130 degrees approximately. Now here's another example. We take the protractor, place the center on the vertex and the 0 angle on one arm. Since the angle is acute, we measure using the inner set of angles. This angle measures around 40 degrees. 42 degrees if we have to be precise. Drawing angles with a protractor is even simpler. It's the same thing as measuring an angle. Let's draw a 50-degree angle first. Let this ray be the initial arm of the angle. We keep the center of the protractor on the vertex of the ray and align the 0 angle with the ray. Since this is the initial arm, we go from 0 to 50, which is the inner set of angles. We now mark a point on the 50-degree angle and join the vertex of the ray to that point to get the terminal arm. This angle here measures 50 degrees. With the same initial ray, let's draw an angle that measures 120 degrees. We know that 120 degrees is obtuse, so we know the terminal arm will be somewhere in this region. We use the inner set of angles to mark 120 degrees. We draw the terminal arm and that gives us a 120-degree angle. And now we come to our last example. How do we draw a reflex angle? The protractor has measures only up to 180 degrees. Well, it's really simple. Say we want to mark 230 degrees. That is 50 degrees more than 180 degrees. And 180 degrees is actually a straight line. We just have to add 50 degrees to the 180 degrees line. So we tilt the protractor such that the 0 angle coincides with the initial ray. And then we mark 50 degrees here. That's it. We get a 230 degrees angle.